My name is Madison. I am a nurse. After another long day at work, I returned home as usual. I arrived home a little late today. I'm home. Welcome back. When I returned home, my daughter Nova greeted me. It must be extremely lonely for a third grader to wait at home alone every day. Whenever I see Nova, I feel sad for her. But I believe I am envied by other nurses because I work at the town's hospital, which does not have any night shifts. Where is your dad today? He has not arrived home yet. I wonder when he'll return. I feel like I haven't seen Dad in a while. Ah, I see. My spouse Andrew is essentially a workaholic who rarely returns home. I don't remember him spending any time with us, such as eating together or doing housework. No, he does spend time with the family, but not with Nova and myself. On his days off, he'd go to his mother's house and help her pluck weeds in the garden, clean the house, and eat dinner. Andrew, despite his love for his parents, never attended Nova's soccer sessions or spelling bee competitions to cheer her on. Because of this, my husband and I do not get along very well. I apologize, honey. I apologize for making you feel lonely all the time. I am fine. You come home every day, Mom, and that's enough. Oh, Nova, I hugged her close. If we were a regular family, we would have spent more time together and been happier. No matter how many times I apologized to her, I know it would never be enough. How and why did things end up this way? Then one day, Andrew returned home at a normal time, which was really unusual. But both Nova and I's feelings for Andrew had faded, and we didn't talk much. While we were all eating dinner in silence, Andrew suddenly spoke up. Hey, why don't we travel to Hawaii for the approaching holidays? What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing for a moment. Andrew had invited everyone to go on a trip. What in the world was happening? We haven't been able to fully travel as a family in recent years, right? I felt it would be a terrific way to commemorate my mother's 60th birthday, and I thought it could be a nice idea from time to time. He prioritizes my mother-in-law again. I was fed up. But when Hawaii came up, Nova said this: "Can we go to Hawaii? I want to go. I really want to go. I want to go." Nova was ecstatic and delighted. It's her first trip to Hawaii, so it's understandable that she would react this way. But after all these years, I'm not sure I'd enjoy a family trip. Plus, it was with Luna, my mother-in-law. If it was to honor Luna's 60th birthday, I wish Andrew had informed me years ago. But if my kid wanted to go, I didn't think it was appropriate for me to deny. Okay, I guess so. It's been a while since we've all been together as a family, so why not go? I nodded my head. Andrew and I had to work the day of the vacation, so we agreed to meet at the airport. My work was quite hectic that day, exceeding my expectations, and I was running late. After work, I hurried to the airport with Nova. After riding the bus, we arrived at the airport, but an unexpected thing occurred. They are not here. Andrew and Luna were nowhere to be found. I looked around the airport and couldn't find them anywhere. Where had they gone? No one had phoned me, so I tried phoning Andrew and Luna. The number you dialed is either not currently active or does not have a signal. I kept hearing this message. In a state of desperation, I'd approached the airline's reception counter. Then I was asked, "Are you Miss Madison Martin?" by one of the ground personnel. Pardon? Yes. I was wondering how the staff knew my name, but then they handed me a piece of paper. I was asked to deliver this to you. A paper. I was astounded to see what was written on the paper. I couldn't wait any longer. This excursion will only include the two of us. Bye, Andrew. If you are late, we will not pick you up. Why don't you just camp out somewhere near here? Bye, Luna. What's this? Mom, what's wrong? As I was shivering with rage, Nova shouted out to me nervously. Oh, that's nothing. It appears that your father and grandmother went ahead. I apologize. So we can't visit Hawaii? Yes, we can. We can go after them and get another flight. I attempted to respond positively, but to be honest, we do not have enough money for another flight. What am I going to do? While I was wondering about what to do, an elderly man walking in front of me collapsed. I had no idea what was happening, but my body moved on its own, possibly because I had been a nurse for many years. Are you okay? I checked his breathing, and it had stopped. Oh my God. I instantly shifted the elderly man's body to secure his airway. When I glanced into his mouth, I noticed something was caught within. It is most likely a component of his vomit. This is keeping him from breathing. Please call an ambulance. I yelled and immediately started treatment. When the ambulance arrived, the elderly guy was transported to the emergency department, where he recovered consciousness. Was this you who saved me? Well, yes, I simply performed a simple process, though. That's not true. Thank you very much. I assumed I was utterly dead. He had recovered enough to hold a conversation. There appeared to be no heart or organ issues to begin with. You saved my life. Please allow me to thank you. I'm Gabriel. Oh no, that's unnecessary. I simply did what everyone would do. By the way, have you been traveling somewhere? Oh yes, I was supposed to travel to Hawaii with my daughter, but we were unable to catch the flight. Oh gosh, that is dreadful. It is my fault. I swiftly moved my hand to refuse it. Oh no, we were already running late, and I couldn't make it on time due to my work. So you haven't done anything wrong. I was just thinking that we should head home. I said as I sighed and laughed, but Gabriel simply looks at me and says, "That's a shame. Your daughter must have been looking forward to this. Why did you just purchase another ticket? Well, I'm sorry to say this, but you don't have enough money right now." When I said this with a sad expression on my face, Gabriel nodded. "Okay, as a way of saying thank you, I'll purchase you both tickets, so the problem will be solved, right?" "Oh no, I apologize for this. It's absolutely okay." "Hi, you!" Gabriel yelled out to the female employee who was passing by. Then he began calling someone using the cell phone he borrowed. "Can I chat to you for a minute?" Gabriel talked to someone for a few minutes before hanging up. "Oh, we're fine, so don't worry. If I do not get to thank you in any way, I will be unable to die quietly at that time." The paper fell from my pocket. We were fortunate enough to get on the plane, thanks to Gabriel. To my amazement, he purchased us pricey business class tickets. Nova and I were able to enjoy the flight in comfort thanks to his thoughtfulness. We finally landed in Hawaii safely, but there was just one problem. What hotel would Andrew and Luna stay at? I wish I had asked them about it previously. "Hi, are you Madison and Nova?" A man yelled out to us. "Yes, that's correct, but it's wonderful to meet you." When I was dubious about how he knew mine and my daughter's names, he offered me his business card. It bore the name of a well-known logistics company, which I was also familiar with. "I learned about you via the chairman of our company. Thank you so much for that." What? The elderly man you assisted at the airport is the chairman of our company." "Oh, seriously?" I was astonished by what he had said. I had no notion Gabriel, whom we met at the airport, was the chairman of a major corporation. "We shall now take you both back to your hotel per the chairman's instructions. Please enjoy your visit to Hawaii." He then escorted us to a black limousine. I'd never been in such a car in my life. It's wonderful. Nova says this, and she is really excited to ride in a nice limousine for the first time. Before I put on my shoes, I checked them several times to ensure they were clean. The view of Hawaii from the windows was stunning. It felt like the summer would never end. I worried we wouldn't be able to make it, but I'm glad we did in the end. Nova was plastered to the window, staring out. Then we arrived at an enormous hotel. It looked luxurious. As we arrived, I recognized something significant. "Oh crap, I did not reserve a room," I muttered quietly. "Oh, don't worry. We've already rented a room on the top floor." The man tells me this after hearing my muttered words. "But I do not have enough money for this. You do not need to pay anything. We've already paid our bill." Oh wait, really? I'm curious how far Gabriel had instructed the man to take care of us. This VIP treatment confused me because I was not used to it. After entering the hotel, I was once again astounded by the accommodation. It was likely a suite room. The room was too big for two persons. The room's large windows provided a stunning view of the ocean and the gorgeous sunset. It was an absolutely amazing vista, and we had a designated hotel staff member who would assist us if we needed anything. The meal was all really lovely. I can't really articulate it very well since it was so nice. They grilled the most costly steak just in front of us. The food was superior than anything I had ever experienced, and I was consistently impressed. When Nova and I were roaming around the lobby after dinner, we heard some arguing voices in the corner. Are they? A man and a woman were arguing with hotel employees. Yes, that was my spouse and mother-in-law. "Hello, what are you both doing here?" When I called out to them, they stared at Nova and me. "What? Why are you two here? What do you mean?" "We just arrived here as anticipated. You have done such an awful thing to us. Even if you suggested we go." Andrew gazed at Luna as if he had something to say. "Oh, that was your fault for being late, correct? I feel horrible about it, but you didn't need to say it. We should just camp out." Luna did not appear to be doing anything illegal, nor could she express regret for doing such a horrific thing. I simply couldn't forgive them. "By the way, why are you arguing with the hotel employees?" I asked Andrew. I tried to check in, but he instructed me to leave. I don't understand Andrew D. Andrew was very angry when he said this. "Is anything wrong?" I asked the hotel personnel. The hotel personnel began to explain. "I heard that these folks abandoned our valued consumers, and that's unforgivable. I was ordered not to let them stay at our hotel." Oh, now I understand. Gabriel had a significant effect on this hotel. The major company's chairman is a terrifying guy and you don't want to get on his bad side. What the hell does he mean? Oh, this is a long story, but what he really means is that he can't forgive you for leaving Nova and me behind. When I mentioned this, Andrew and Luna looked perplexed. How the hell does anyone at this hotel know about that? So I understand Andrew's argument and why he would ask that, but given the specifics, I'm not surprised at all. In fact, I believe it's what Andrew and Luna deserve. Do you know this individual? I pulled out a business card. It belongs to the man who took me from the airport in Hawaii. This is a business card from one of our main clients. My spouse paled when he received the card with quivering hands. Luna's face likewise froze and became pallid. You do not intend to tell me that you know the chairman of this company, do you? Of course I know who he is. He suddenly fell at the airport, and I rescued him. So he booked our airfare to Hawaii and even rented a hotel room for us. Luna dropped and trembled. Everyone worships him, though. What type of coincidence is this? I also agreed with Andrew on this. With such kind of coincidence, I concluded that the world is extremely small. I had no notion my mother-in-law knew the chairman. But before I heard this from Luna, I had learned about it from the chairman himself. When I got the new ticket at the airport, Gabriel noticed a piece of paper that had fallen out of my pocket. Oh, he picked it up and read what was on the paper. He stared at me, surprised. Madison, what in the world is this? Oh, that. So, how should I say this? My mother-in-law and husband left us behind, certainly. How awful and unforgivable. But I've seen this name someplace. Is your mother-in-law's last name Martin? Yes, her name must be Luna Martin. What? Do you know my mother-in-law? Of course I do. She is also a member of the gym club to which I belong. She did not appear to be the type of person who would do such a thing, but that is exactly what happened. I smiled at the two of them as I reflected on the situation. Isn't it tough? Since you mentioned that you two are going on a trip together, I presume we will be on our own then. I'm going to enjoy my trip with Nova. Luna, why don't you just camp out somewhere near here? Enjoy the Hawaiian night without a roof on top. Oh wait, that is dreadful. You are the rudest person ever. Andrew and Luna continued to scream when I turned my back on them. They are simply so absurd. They were the ones who threw those insults at me initially, but when I returned their words, they called me horrible and unpleasant. I burst into laughter. Let's go, I told Nova. Yeah, and Nova clasped my hand in her own. The conversation between the hotel staff and the two was still going on behind me. Anyway, get out of here. We do not have rooms for you both at this hotel. The hotel workers refused to budge. Finally, Andrew and Luna departed the motel, so we liked our solo trip to Hawaii. Nova's love for Andrew was practically gone, thus there was no need to care about him at all. I never anticipated to receive such a great trip as a present in exchange for assisting an elderly man. We wanted to thank him from the bottom of our hearts. The vacation was finished and we arrived home safely. It was a truly amazing and rejuvenating experience. Nova seemed to be pleased with the vacation as well. Now what happened to Andrew and Luna, who were ejected out of the hotel? It appears that the actual calamity for them occurred after they departed the motel. Andrew returned home exhausted from his trip to Hawaii. It appears that the chairman's instructions were extended throughout all of Hawaii's hotels. They definitely needed to camp out in the wilderness. Whatever was written on the page came right at them. More obstacles awaited Andrew and Luna. Andrew was abruptly summoned by his manager at work and informed that the contract with Gabriel Company was about to be terminated. Luna left the gym club after being treated coldly by the other members. She was almost ejected from the club. Her only pastime was being in shape, but this experience must have scared her so terribly that she stopped working out and getting in shape and now spends the majority of her time watching TV. Andrew and I felt it would be difficult to continue our marriage, so we officially divorced. Of course, custody of Nova belongs to me. I did not receive any alimony or child support. My earnings were not very different from Andrew's, and I had no trouble supporting Nova. I'll never see my mother-in-law again. Even so, when I think about it, this occurrence was quite unusual. By being late at the airport, I ended myself assisting the chairman of a huge company that Luna was aware of. And because to him, I was able to have one of the most memorable visits to Hawaii. In this way, it is more logical to believe that I was guided by fate. Except for Nova, nothing in my relationship with Andrew turned out well. Maybe there was some confusion due to our varied work schedules, but I believe this was the conclusion. Even if I had remained to be the housewife, Andrew would prioritize Luna ahead of us. I have no more regrets. I have the cutest and most darling daughter in the world. I do not need anyone else.